What's up guys, this is FabLab17 here, bringing you a different type of video today. Today's video will be discussing / predicting the score of the next fixtures coming up in the Premier League, and we will be discussing talking points and things to look out for in the match, as well as some facts. And in the background you can see we have some FIFA 17 gameplay of Liverpool versus Man United, computer versus computer. So not only will you get my prediction, you also get the FIFA prediction as well, so you can see what happens in the FIFA match. But anyway, before we get into this video, subscribe and like if you like this sort of video. It'd be much appreciated, and we'll try to do one of these every week if you guys like these sort of videos. So the match we've decided to concentrate on today, guys, is obviously, as you can see on the screen, Liverpool versus Man United. So we'll mainly talk about this match, but also I'll also be predicting the other matches as well that are going on this week. But this is the main topic for today's video. I also want you guys to get involved as well. I want you guys to be commenting down below who you think's going to be the players to watch out for, who you think's going to make the difference, who's going to get man of the match, who's going to score, and just stuff like that really. And if you agree or disagree, some of the stuff I will be saying will be facts, and some of it is just completely my opinion. So feel free to comment down below on if you disagree or you agree. And as you've seen on the screen before, it's showing the actual Premiership table. I believe Liverpool are 3 points above us, and City are still top of the table despite that defeat to Tottenham. And it's good that it kind of shows the actual real life table, and these are the latest up to date squads. So this probably won't be the exact lineup that they'll be using, but it was the lineup they're using in the previous games. So at least they've got that, so which is pretty good. As you can see, the team are just huddled up, and we're going to get straight into this video and get talking about this match. Alright guys, so the first thing I want to talk about in this is going to be the last 5 previous games between these clubs. And in last season's Premiership, United did come on top in both of their fixtures at Old Trafford and at Anfield. But in the Europa League, Liverpool won at Anfield 2-0 and drew at Old Trafford. So it's been a bit of a mixed bag. United have had the upper hand in the Premiership, but other competitions, obviously Liverpool won in the Europa League. And we need to talk about obviously the managers. It's going to be Jurgen Klopp versus Mourinho, and they have faced each other in the past. Jurgen Klopp used to be at Dortmund, and Jose Mourinho was at Real Madrid. And I believe, if my facts say correctly, that Jurgen Klopp has come on top. They've played each other 5 times, and Jurgen's won 3, Mourinho's won 1. And the actual only time Mourinho did win was when it was Dortmund versus Real Madrid, and the tie was pretty much over, because if I remember right, Lewandowski scored 4 goals for Dortmund, and it was pretty much GG, and that was the only match Mourinho's won against Klopp. So it's going to be interesting to see if Mourinho can change that record, and it'll be interesting to see if he copes with the pressure, because obviously the first big derby match Mourinho had for United was United versus City, and that didn't quite go to plan, did it? So it'll be interesting to see if Mourinho handles the pressure and he manages to get a big derby win. So I think it might just kickstart his career at United off. So it'll be it's a big game for both teams. I feel like if United do get the win, it'll push on the season and give them that momentum and form that they need. And with Liverpool, they've got this habit of a big game record with Jurgen, and obviously they beat Chelsea, and every single big game they seem to be winning, it seems. So it's just more, it's always been the fact with Liverpool, more the weaker teams they've been struggling against, but like when they're playing the big teams, they're usually getting the points and getting the wins when most people aren't expecting them to. So that's one good thing that Klopp gets out of his team. And talking a bit more about the managers, they're 2 very different managers, and their loyalty can be questioned with Mourinho, because we'll talk about Klopp first. Klopp has, if I'm correct, he's been pretty loyal with his 2 previous clubs. He was at Dortmund for 7 years, and at the club before that for 7 years. So that's obviously a very long time. And in that time, he did manage to pick up 2 Bundesliga titles for Dortmund. So clearly, he was very successful at Dortmund. The Dortmund fans absolutely loved him. And he got his name for being one of the best managers in the world at Dortmund. But the one bad thing about Jurgen Klopp's time at Dortmund was his last season, where, if I believe so, he nearly got relegated with Dortmund. For a lot of the season, he was in the relegation zone, around the relegation zone, and there was a lot of people thinking that Dortmund could possibly get relegated that season. It was ridiculous to think that Dortmund could have got relegated, but they did manage to avoid it. And then Jurgen moved on to Liverpool, so that's possibly the only bad negative thing I could think about with Jurgen was that last season at Dortmund. And it did feel like at one point as well, to be fair, that Dortmund did win the 2 titles, and Bayern kind of run away with it for years and years, and Dortmund couldn't get anywhere close to him. But that wasn't necessarily Jurgen's fault, because obviously Bayern are a super powerhouse of a team, and they've got loads of money at their disposal, while Dortmund didn't really have much. And with the money he did have, he did manage to bring in some great players. I believe he got Aubameyang, Royce, Lewandowski, all these great players. And I don't think they bought him for that much either. So it's some great signings he made. And we'll see if his signings for Liverpool live up to his previous signings. Well, as far as I'm aware of, Jurgen did make them signs, but I might be wrong. So if I am wrong, just comment down below of what I've got wrong. And I want you Liverpool fans to comment down below if you have faith in Jurgen, if you think he'll be at the club for a long, long time, maybe possibly be like a Ferguson to United. And just comment your opinions, really, and how far you think he'll take you in the future. But yeah, now we're going to move on to Jose Mourinho. And Mourinho is known as one of the best managers in the world, if not the best. He's won plenty of trophies in his time. He's been everywhere. He's won 2 Portuguese leagues, 1 Portuguese Cup, 2 Champions Leagues. He won a Champions League with Porto in that season where they did knock out United. And he won a Champions League with Inter Milan in his last season when I think they won the treble, if I remember. He's also won the BBVA, the Premiership 3 times, the Europa League, an FA Cup, 3 League Cups, 2 Serie A titles, a Coppa Italia, and the Coppa del Rey. I think that's all of them. So as you can see, he's got a big list of trophies that he's won. And he's got a big reputation, and his nickname is the special one, while Jurgen's nickname is the normal one. So it's going to be a battle of the special one versus the normal one, see who will win. And with Mourinho, he's had in the past, he's stayed at clubs not very long, about 3 years, as we've previously mentioned. He usually tends to win the league in the second season roundabout, and by the third season he usually moves on to a different club. And as a United fan, I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. I'm hoping he's going to stay there for a long time and be the next Ferguson for United, because that's what we need. We don't need constant changes. I feel like we need stability. And I do have faith in Mourinho. I think a lot of United fans agree with me on this one, that Mourinho is the right manager for the job. There were doubts about him not using youngsters or giving youngsters a chance in the past. But as of yet, it's been fine. Rashford's been playing very well. And I do believe that he's the right man for the job, and it's more the fact that the team gelling. I think the results and the cups and trophies will eventually come under Mourinho. I just hope that he's going to be staying there for a while and he's not going to do what he's done in the past and move on to a different club quite early on. Now we're going to be moving on a bit, but just before that, I've got a quick fact, and the fact is that Liverpool this season have ran more and they've made more passes than United. They have made 4,220 passes compared to Man United's 3,623 passes. So make of that fact of what you like. But now we're going to go on about the players to watch out for, I believe. And there's a few talking points here. Is he going to start Rashford? Is Milner going to play at left back like he has been doing? But first of all, we're going to start with Pogba, because obviously he's a world record transfer, and there'll be a lot of eyes on him because a lot of fans are expecting a lot from him. But I think he's been criticised a lot as well. And I believe the criticism, obviously with that price tag, you expect a lot, but I think it is a bit hard done by the criticism because he's a centre midfielder at the end of the day. People are expecting, you shouldn't be expecting goals and goals and goals and assists. He's if he was a striker, then fair enough, we'll be expecting a lot of goals, but he's a centre midfielder. We're not expecting goals. If he runs that midfield and does a solid performance for the team and gets a goal here and there, that'll be more than enough. in my eyes. But if he doesn't deliver in this match, I feel like there will be massive amount of pressure on him, because it would be the City match where he got a lot of criticism, and now the Liverpool match, if he didn't perform, he'll get even more criticism, and the pressure will just build up and build up. So hopefully Pogba can silence his doubters and perform in a massive game for United. But what I do expect from Pogba, from that price tag, is for him to be absolutely bossing and dominating that midfield. And if he does that to a very good standard, then I think that is what we should be expecting of him. I mean, we shouldn't be expecting him to be like Ronaldo, getting goals every single week or whatever. But a big thing to remember here with Pogba is that he's still only 23 years old, and he has got potential to be one of the best midfielders in the world if he keeps it going, and he performs well for the team. I personally believe he will get there one day. Will be one of the best centre mids in the world, and who knows, he might even win a Ballon d'Or if he does really, really well. But that will probably be going a bit too far right now, with the likes of Ronaldo and Messi still dominating the footballing world, and it's Neymar and Suarez are not too far behind him these days. But yeah, that's enough for Pogba for now. We'll move on to a Liverpool player. We'll move on to James Milner at left back. He's performing very well for him, and who would have thought Milner would be playing at left back at the moment? It's a bit ridiculous to be thinking that. When I first seen it, because on FIFA he actually got Team of the Week as left back, and I was like, I was shocked. I was like, how on earth? Why is Jurgen playing Milner as a left back? But surprisingly, it's working quite well, and if it's working well, I mean, why change it? Especially when you got Moreno as a left back. Moreno's crap, isn't he? I think all Liverpool fans will agree they'll rather have Milner as a left back than Moreno. Because Moreno was literally... So I remember hearing some Liverpool fans say it was like playing with 10 men when he had Moreno as left back. He just bombed up the wing too much and literally just left so much space in behind him. And it was just a disaster for Liverpool, really. So Milner at left back has been a good change that Jurgen's made for the team. And they've had a few good player performances, Liverpool, at the moment. Mane's had a great start for Liverpool since signing from Southampton. He obviously he's got a few goals, and his performances have been very good. I wasn't sure if he was going to start so well at Liverpool, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be a good signing worth the money. But at the moment, he's proving me wrong, and we'll see if he can keep it up. And now going on to what I predict the scoreline's going to be and what I think the game's going to go like. Well, remember in previous last season's 2 games, as you can see, United just scored on a FIFA 17 quickly with Jesse Lingard to make it 1-0. He decides to run to the halfway line. But going back to what I was saying, looking back at the last season's Premiership fixtures in the Premier League, what I noticed was we didn't play very well against them, but we still managed to scrape the results, especially at Anfield last year. Liverpool created a lot of chances, and it was arguably to say that De Gea saved us a lot of times, and we snuck a 1-0 win at Anfield. But at Old Trafford, that was when Martial got the goal, and the comment Martin Tyler went berserk, and loads of Liverpool fans were moaning about that. But that match was a lot. I feel like United dominated that match a lot more. But the match at Anfield was a lot different, and we were lucky to have De Gea in net, because De Gea saved us a few times. But because it is at Anfield, I'm expecting Liverpool to create quite a lot of chances, and for them to try and keep hold of the ball more, and for them to push forward. While I see United trying to probably play a bit more of a counter-attacking style, which usually works quite well for them, especially in the past. But I'm expecting Liverpool to get off to a good start. But I think, I'm probably being a bit biased because I'm a United fan, I'm hoping as well that United will win 2-1. That will be my prediction. I predict United to get off to a bad start but get the first goal unexpectedly. Then Liverpool to equalise, and then United to go on to win the game 2-1. And I won't be surprised if we see the likes of Ibra or Martial, I predict, to be in the score sheet. Whilst for Liverpool, I'd say Mane will be the goal scorer. So that is my prediction. And I know a lot of you guys will predict differently. And it's more of what I hope as well, because obviously I'm a United fan. But comment down below what you predict the scoreline's going to be and who's going to be the scorers. I'm hoping it is going to be a good game though. I think, in my opinion, United versus Liverpool is the biggest game of the season. I do believe it's still bigger than United versus City just because of the history of both the clubs. So yeah, that's my prediction for this game. I want you guys to comment your prediction for this game and your prediction for the other week's fixtures games. And I'm going to quickly go through my predictions for the other matches that are happening in the Premiership this week. So here we go with the scorelines I predict now. Alright, so my other predictions for this week. First off, we've got Chelsea versus Leicester, the defending champions. I think Leicester haven't been in great form and they haven't looked like they did last season. They've been struggling a little bit, so I predict... And Chelsea have been struggling, to be fair, but I predict Chelsea will win this one 2-1. I think it'll be quite close, but I think Chelsea will get the win in the end. And moving on, West Brom versus Spurs. I believe this will be... I think this is going to be a close game as well. I think Spurs are going to get off to a bad start, but I predict them to win and score near the end, and I predict them to win 2-1. And Bournemouth versus Hull. I don't think Hull have got the greatest of squads in the Premiership, arguably the worst squad in the Prem. So I'm predicting Bournemouth to win 2-0 at home. Arsenal versus Swansea. I'm predicting Arsenal to win 4-1. Stoke versus Sunderland. I'm predicting it to be 1-1 in that game. And Stoke haven't been in great form apart from the point against United in the last match. And Sunderland... I've also been struggling a little bit, so I'm predicting 1-0 for that. And the last match is Man City versus Everton. And I'm actually predicting City to drop points in this because I feel like Everton have been in great form and they've been doing well so far. And I believe it's going to be a frustrating game for City where where no team finds a goal. And there's going to be a few chances, but I believe, well, I predict it's going to be 0-0. But I'm probably going to be very wrong with a lot of these scores. So I want you guys to comment down below as well what your Premiership predictions are going to be. And I hope you like this sort of video. It's a bit different to what I usually do. And if you do want me to carry on this sort of stuff, because I could do this every single week before the Premiership fixtures, we could talk about it. And the main game that I think I will put on the FIFA Com versus Com gameplay. As you can see, De Gea saved in their 90th minute. But this match does end 1-0 to United. So that is FIFA's prediction as well, 1-0. So, yeah, but if you do like this, sub or thumbs up will be much appreciated. And just get involved and let me know down below in the comments. Just comment what you think and your predictions for the scores. And, yeah, this has been FabLab17. Hope you have a nice day and a nice week, and I hope your team wins. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I'll leave you guys to the rest of this game. Peace. See ya. Bye-bye.